Now, it says I'm live. I believe I'm live. I always like to wait for somebody to pop up over there on the comment section. There! Nope, that's my comment section. I thought I'd seen somebody pop up there. I'll wait just a second there because I don't like talking to thin air. But it's Sunday, baby, and it's a beautiful day down here in South Texas. I see a few hearts popping up. Thank you very much. That lets me know you're out there. Who's up first? Dahlia D. joined, and Linda Calbero, Amy Donahue, Gail Dunn, and Iris Vigilante over in Germany. How you doing, Iris? I hope y'all are having a good day. It's a beautiful day in South Texas. Well, the sun's out anyway. It was a little cold for my taste this morning. It was down in the 40s, about 45 degrees when I woke up down here this morning. And for me, that's dead of winter, baby. But it's supposed to warm back up into the 70s today, and we're supposed to be back up in the 80s and 90s here pretty quick. So that makes me happy. I like a nice, good, warm day. I hope y'all are enjoying your day wherever you're at. I hope the sun is shining and the birds are chirping and all that kind of shit. Let me see. Who else came in here? Stephanie Dean just joined in. Tamara, how you doing? Tamara Harrington, I'm sorry, dear. Karen Cormier. Oh, that's nothing, John. Thank you, darling. What's going on in the world today? Well, I don't know. I wanted to go live this weekend, see what we could do with a weekend broadcast, and I can already see we're up to 62 viewers, 70, and that beats what we did the other day live. So I appreciate y'all joining in and stopping in to say hello. I jotted down a few things I wanted to talk about today, only a few things that just got me pissed off. And let me see. I'm trying to read a few comments. When we get this all set up, hello, Gina Millwood and Susan Taylor. Thank you for coming by. We're trying to get this set up. I think all we lack is a webcam. Here comes my technical advisor in the background. Y'all can't see him, but he's walking up to the door right now.
Yeah, sorry, I'm late.
Yep. I just went live. We don't have anything up. What I was just telling him is I just went live, meaning that I'm seeing the direct feed with no delay. It's kind of hard sitting up here talking when there's about a 15-second delay from what I did 15 seconds ago when I see it, and the comments are about lagged a little bit. So we're trying to work out a few bugs. You work out any bugs?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Trying.
No, trying.
A lot of it plays into the fact of our internet, though, too. So.
Yeah, our internet is not the best in the world out here, but it's the only broadband service that services this area. Is just one little company, and we're thankful to have it because the only other way is satellite, and we did that one time. And satellite kind of sucks a little bit. They limit you on what you can do.
You want me to read off, or are you using that iPad?
I am not using the iPad, but we are live. I just see that story right here. I want to come back to this story here in a minute because I got my iPad right here. I was going to pull up a few news articles while I was talking. And one of them here is Pastor tells people to donate or face consequences. Yeah. So I wanted to delve into that and see what that was about. That's one of them mega preachers. You know, got the huge church, live in a million dollar mansion, and want you to donate your last 25 cents for a good cause. Yeah, because they need more money. That's what it is. Anyway, the topic that I was going to talk about today is one that always has a tendency to piss me off anytime I see this guy's name. And it bothers me. I got lost in the thought there. I look over there at the comments, and I'm trying to keep my thought going. I'm just so blessed that y'all tune in to listen. Anyway, Ted Nugent opened his mouth again. Now, anytime Ted opens his freaking mouth and puts it in the news, then I like to comment on the guy that shit and pissed his pants to get out of service in Vietnam. He was too much of a chicken shit to serve his country then. He's too much of a chicken shit now. He's just like the man that sits in our house. They were cowards then, they're cowards now. That's all there is to that story. But Ted Nugent, y'all remember, he sits on the board of directors of the NRA. That's right. Good old Ted with the machine gun and all that shit wants to shoot up everything. He's on the board of directors of the NRA. That tells you where the NRA, and good old Teddy boy came out with a little statement. He was talking, oh yeah, he was doing an interview, and this tells you everything you need to know. He was doing an interview on Alex Jones's InfoWars show. You know, the gay frogs, the moon base, the Mars base, the Sandy Hook's just a fake story and all that shit. That asshole. Yeah, Ted Nugent, who sits on the board of directors of the NRA, is in an interview with Alex Jones. And what does he say? He says that Democrats, the media, not only that, liberals, Democrats, rhinos, that's Republicans in name only, Hollywood, fake news, the media, and academia should be treated like rabid coyotes, and when you see one, shoot them. That's what Ted Nugent has said. That is what Ted Nugent gets on his show, on Alex Jones's show, a member of the NRA board of directors, and is telling people that if you see a Republican, in name only, if you see a Democrat, if you see a liberal, if you see a professor from a university, shoot them. That's what Ted Nugent wants to do. He wants to shoot all the liberals. Hell, does that sound like a responsible gun owner to you? Hell no, it doesn't. And that's what tells you the NRA is so full of shit, they just shove that shit out there because they have spokesmen like this asshole, Ted Nugent, the coward of the freaking 60s, that asshole, to tell people that if they're in the media, if they're an actor or an actress out in Hollywood, if they're a member of the media, they should be shot. So yeah, that's who the NRA is. And no matter what that lady comes up there, that one that they got the brains, I can't even remember her name, the one that tries to act so intelligent, she just comes out there and shovels more shit for the NRA. That's the face they're trying to put on the NRA. Look at us. We're responsible gun owners. We don't have anything to worry about. We protect the Second Amendment, when all in all, they're just a bunch of right-wing nut jobs who want to farm little militias to go attack fellow Americans. And that's Ted Nugent. That's what he pushes. So that bullshit with the NRA can just go shove it up the ass of the devil. I don't give a shit. He also said the Parkland kids are liars and they're poor, mushy-brained children.
Soulless.
They got more balls than Ted Nugent does. They're facing up to crap. Ted Nugent just spent his young life hiding from everybody, and then when he gets older in life, wants to come out with Mr. Patriotic and I love America and my gun and all this, and let's shoot up Hillary and all that crap. That does not sound like responsible gun ownership to me. That doesn't sound like an organization who puts gun safety and laws in front of everything. No. That sounds like an organization that's just like a mob mentality. Buy as many guns as you want, like old Christopher Mapp said. Just buy all the guns you want. Board up your house and get ready for the other Americans. That's the kind of shit they preach.
I'm glad that guy didn't get the ticket here.
Huh?
I'm glad Christopher Mapp didn't get the ticket here.
Oh, no, Christopher Mapp, he just went on the wayside. We're
don't
very happy with that. That's the guy that was in the City Hall meeting we went to, and that was his line, that he believes that every American ought to buy as many guns and ammunition as they can. To fight who? You and me. That's that's the same thing Ted Nugent pushes. Get ready for your guns so we can shoot liberals or Democrats. That's the same thing Christopher Mapp was pushing. That's what their Republican line is. Get your gun ready. Get your gun ready. Tell me they love America. They don't love America. They love the idea of shooting people. That's what I think. Anyway, it just pisses me off anytime I see him getting the news. I'm so glad if all immigrants leaving, darn it, went away. Something about immigrants. And that's the one thing we have to worry about, because there's a whole caravan. They're coming up from Mexico and they're getting ready to rape it. Donnie's sad little show of trying to put our National Guard on the border is just so ridiculous. It just screams hypocrisy. The other thing I have written down here today is they had another gas attack in Syria. And for the first time, Donnie Boy called out Pootie by name in a tweet this morning.
Wait, what? For real?
Yep, for real. He really used Pootie's name. He said, President Putin, Russia, and Iran are responsible for backing Animal Assad, another humanitarian disaster for no reason whatsoever. Sick. Well, there you go. He finally tweeted out something I agree with. It is sick. because they got video of them up in helicopters pushing barrel bombs out on these people down there in an area that is surrounded by Assad's people, and it's just genocide. It's just murder for the sake of killing people. And we have done nothing about that. The same thing goes on in Yemen. People are starving to death there, and we do nothing. And but Donnie says there's going to be a price to pay. So
I'll believe it when I see it, to be honest.
Well, he blamed a lot on Obama. You know, if Obama had crossed, when he crossed the red line there in the sand there, Obama didn't come out, and that's why. Yeah, that's what he's out there is tweeting this morning, too, and he said that, too. If Obama had done it when he crossed the red line, we wouldn't have this problem in Syria. So what was Trump's thought on September 7th, 2013, when that red line was crossed? Donald Trump tweeted out, President Obama, do not attack in Syria. No upside. Save your powder. Another bunch of shit, but he was against going into Syria. Then it's like everything else. He goes back to revisionist history and shit, and thinks that he can just pull crap out and be different than Obama, and that makes him right. We've watched this atrocity going on in Syria for years, and we can trace all that bullshit, like I've said before, right back to George W. Bush and John Bolton, who is now the presidential national security advisor for Donnie the Dick. And that's how we ended up with this mess, was going into Iraq, attacking there and getting this whole ISIS thing going and all the crap that Syria's gone through with the help of Assad on the other side. And so, yeah, it's a mess. So what's he going to do? Well, who knows? I think this. Donnie here lately, they put them sanctions. He put some sanctions on Russian oligarchs. And one's close to Putin, is, supposedly. So he's trying to make an attempt like he's doing something. Now, there's a lot of things about him that bother me. A lot of things. But he knows, I think, that he's got his ass in a crack with Mueller. That Mueller has got shit on him, obstruction of justice, maybe some Russian meddling. He's got to try to pull his ass out of a sling. And so how far is he willing to go with this? I don't know. We're going to have to watch and see what he's doing. But I do. Because just a few days ago, he was talking about withdrawing from Syria. That's it. We're going to get out of Syria. The Pentagon didn't know that shit. Nobody in the military knew that shit. But, oh, my God, we're going to leave. And, hey, Kim Zabel, how you doing? Trump and Putin have an agreement, I'm sure. Probably offered services to Putin to use his name. Probably so. He probably got a royalty for the shit or something. The relationship between Donnie and Putin, I think, is pretty damn tight. But Putin also has to recognize what Donnie's up against. Donnie's in a sling, so he's got to do something. And I don't know, is Putin going to give him a pass on this shit? I don't know. Putin came back this morning and said something else about shit. I didn't write it down. Anyway, we're going to have to wait and see what's happening over there in Syria. But for my personal opinion, it's been a humanitarian disaster ever since we went into Iraq. But watching this go on for years and years, if y'all have ever seen The White Helmets, it's a documentary about the guys that run in to try to save the people after the barrel bombs been dropped and all that shit. It's heartwarming to see those people and the bravery that they show to go in and try to rescue those that suffer in those attacks. But I don't know, people. It's when my mind goes there, I get lost, because it's just a simple thought of peace on earth, goodwill towards men. That shit that we talk about during Christmas season, when everything's going to be hunky-dory and we need to love our fellow man and all that bullshit that they try to spread. If we would just practice that, maybe the world would be a better place. But we don't. We find things to chisel away at, and there's war and there's famine every damn day somewhere in this world, and there's a lot of things that we could do to make it stop, and we don't. But that's in the big grand scheme of things. I guess we could all send our thoughts and prayers somewhere, like that works. Michael Balfence, how you doing, buddy? They must save face. I forgot where that came from. I don't know who's saving face.
I'm pretty sure.
Donnie.
Yeah, the whole Donnie using Trump's name in that tweet.
Yeah, because they've always made a big thing about Donnie never, criticizing Pootie by name, never going after Pootie. Well, this time, today, he decided to go after Pootie a little bit. And, I don't trust him. I don't trust him for shit. Me and Mama was just talking. She read a little story to me on some website, I think. But when she read it to me, it just clicked in my brain that is so like something he would do. And she was talking to me about the stock market. Now, if you were in a position to impact the stock market, to make the stocks fluctuate the way you wanted it to go, well, you could have some stock and sell that stock, sell it all, and then do something to make the market fall. And then when the market fell, buy those stocks back up at a cheaper price and watch your money come back again. Would Donnie do that? That's what the article was about. Donnie's after Amazon. Amazon stock tanks. The market goes down. What about if he calls one of his buddies and say, hey, I'm fixing to say this. Why don't you jerk your money out there, sell some of your stocks, and we're fixing to make a killing. And he gets on his little Twitter feed, says some shit, the market falls, and his buddies can get rich that way. And yes, that could happen. It's totally plausible. I can't remember who the author of that article was, but does it sound like something Trump would do? Shit, yeah. Donnie will do anything for money. Money is his motivating factor in life. We are at 100. Nope, we just fell to 99. Somebody left. Nope, we're back up to 100. I love this shit. Going live, it's so neat because you can get caught real easy and not have something to say. Like I do right now, I got to find some more places. I got some more stickers I got to put up. Not my president, got to put that one up. FDT, I'm trying to figure out what that means. Yeah, I know what it means. And 1/21/2021. 1/21/2021. You know what date that is? That's the date of the next inauguration of our next president. And guess who we do not want? Going along with today's thing, change gun laws or change Congress. We have a choice in life. That's it. In America, this is what we have. Either we control the gun laws, and because we can't control, we either have to make a choice, control our government, or there is no gun control. And that's going to happen by, what about that story I was talking about? The preacher. Who is that preacher? Go back to...
yeah, let me go find it.
Yeah, go find that. I want to find out who that preacher is. It's demanding that you pay your money unto the Lord or there will be consequences. I don't know what consequences she's thinking about. All I have to do, though, is scare those people and they'll send their donations in. That one I keep thinking about is that woman preacher that sent out a thing to send seed money for your foundation so you have a good solid foundation with God. And yeah, she's in the process of building a new multi-million-dollar home, so she wants money for her foundation in the building that she's going to live in, not the foundation of anything you're going to build. Petty Ralphs, how you doing, darling? Change Congress, vote blue, baby. I seen a story, I haven't seen it yet or something. Republicans are all worried about this blue wave they hear about. No shit, I hope they're not just hearing about it now because hell, this subbit's been building for a year, over a year, this blue wave. It just keeps getting bigger, baby. And they're all worried about this blue wave that's going to wash over the midterms. And hell, I guess I got to get ready for an election because we're going to have one pretty soon here in a couple of weeks because old Blake Farenthold resigned, and we are still trying to find out locally here what prompted old Blake Farenthold to resign his position in the Congress as of 5 p.m. on Friday. Because he just made a television commercial down here. It's been airing on the TV down here for a while about he's working hard and he's going to remain in his position until the November elections and how proud he is to be working for our constituents and all that other shit. Yeah, that TV commercial's been running down here, and then Friday he pops in with, I'm resigning by 5 p.m. effective at 5 p.m. So there had to be something to, that old saying, a body in motion tends to stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. The same thing in politics. He's not going to do something unless acted upon by an outside force. And so I don't know. I know there's got to be a story out there circulating around somewhere about my congressman. More so than what we already need. I see Eric Olguin already getting after his ass about paying back the $84,000 that he used the taxpayers' money to pay off his sexual harassment lawsuit in his office, and the story that came out about him, his office in Congress up there in Washington being run like a frat house. And I think that's something to be proud of your congressman. How's it going, buddy? Oh, get you a beer there. Grab my secretary by the butt. She don't care. Yeah, that's the kind of shit that Blake Farenthold was sitting up there doing, and then trying to pass his ass off as a legitimate congressman. I said it from the time that man got in the office. He was brought in with that Tea Party shit back when Obama's on Obama's second term, when he was running, when the Tea Party came out and all that bullshit. And that's when old Blake Farenthold got swept in right after they gerrymandered the district too. So he never did get elected by people that thought he was going to be a good congressman. He was elected by people who knew that he was going to be a vote for the Republicans, and that's all he was going to be. You never saw my congressman on the news or somebody out there sticking a microphone in his face asking his opinion about squat, unless it concerned him and his $84,000 payoff. That's the only time a reporter came around and asked him anything. Anytime else, Blake was hiding in his office over there with a beer and a secretary, I guess, because he didn't like to get on camera at all. Katie Ash, how you doing, darling? And your comment just went away. No, it didn't. Get ready for a bumpy ride this week. Donnie is going to have a fit. Stormy's attorneys found out who threatened. Oh, they did. I haven't seen that. They found out who threatened her. Now that would be an interesting little twitch to the. According to his Twitter, he's releasing the names Tuesday. All right. Well, I guess we'll get to find out who threatened her in the parking lot that time. I don't know. These people think that don't they ever watch a show like CSI? Are you shitting me? You do anything nowadays, they're going to find your ass, and if it takes a microscope up your ass, they'll find out exactly what you've been doing.
Anybody ever watch Columbo?
Oh, my wife and I got so tickled because my son, who is now 26 years old, and his girlfriend and my younger son, all of a sudden found a show they liked. It's called Columbo. And I'm sure a lot of y'all remember that show from back when. And my sons think it's just the greatest thing in the world. I just love that shit. Little nostalgia coming through my family. But
it doesn't feel like, because I've never liked crime drama. I don't like those kind of shows. Like daytime or evening television with like CSI, I just can't stand it. But Columbo is such a character, and it's just the littlest things he does to just pin the guy against the wall. It's just entertaining as hell. So no, I actually, and we watched it on a whim one night. The internet
we watched an episode last night with the family. Me and the family sat down and we watched an episode of Columbo and how he solved the murder. And it was I walked down memory lane. What can you say? I enjoyed it.
But, would have thought his own fingerprints would have led to Columbo's own fingerprints.
He's trying to catch a murderer, and he was an art dealer, and he was trying to hide some paintings, and Columbo wanted to see him, and the guy didn't want to show him. Oh, he reached in the bag. He said, "Let me see the pictures." Oh no, these aren't important. Okay. Later on, when the photographs of the paintings came about, and
we're not looking
anyway, they got the fingerprint guy out there, and the guy was saying, "Hey, my fingerprints are all over there." The guilty guy, the murderer. Oh, they're all over there because I'm an art dealer and I handled them before. Columbo told him, "I'm not looking for your fingerprints. I'm looking for mine." And sure enough, Columbo's fingerprints were on the paintings, which proves that they were the ones that he touched in that bag. And that's how he caught the murderer. And it was fun going down. But I got a kick out of Eva Adams. How you doing, darling, over in Germany? She was only referring to pictures happening again. I didn't see the comment. It went away. Eva Adams, she is the lady that sang Lauren Meyer's song over at the Brandenburg Gate over in Germany. I stand with the students, and we're so proud. We have a large following over in Germany. Iris and her mother, I can't remember her mother's name. Last night I was sitting there with Mama and trying to just name names and places. Like, there's no list here, but there's people that I know. Everybody from Jerry Wallace, Donna Bonacosi. Kathy Larkin, by the way, was on Tim Carmel's show today, and I got a little message there from Kathy Larkin. She's out in San Jose, California, and she was on Tim's show today and had a great time, I imagine, because it's always fun to go on that show. I like to listen to Joe's Clown Car, and Tim's a funny guy, and he usually has great guests on there to talk to people, and that's what I'd like to try to do with this show, is try to take it to a podcast. But like I've said before, it's all technical things that you have to do to get that going, and I'm not going to try to put something up on the air. And hello, Kathy Larkin, yes, ma'am, and Linda Calbro. I always see when you go to try to correct yourself, you just screw yourself up. My beard's looking crooked, and I can see it. See, I can point it this way. Down. It's getting long, people. We need to. Hey, Greg Talbot, how you doing? You and Tom Walls need to get together, buddy. And I don't know. Tom's up in Montana, and now it's looking like dead of winter up there again, Tom. I don't know what's up with that shit. But Greg, I'm here, ears on, but eyes on NASCAR. Oh, you watching NASCAR? Where are they running today? I didn't check it today. I like to watch NASCAR until football season comes on. And because the way I always describe it, when you're watching NASCAR, you're watching them cars go round and round and round and round, but you're actually waiting for the big wreck. You're waiting for that one big mistake that something's going to happen on that track, and all them cars are going to get wrapped up in a circle. There's the excitement. Everybody go, what happened? What happened? In football, that happens every few seconds. They call it when they hike the ball. There's a crash right there. And I enjoy my football very much. I like NASCAR.
They're in Texas.
Are they at Texas Motor Speedway?
I think that's what Greg just said, Texas.
That's a big track, baby. They're going fast out there on there. Probably running restrictor plates on that one. My favorite race on NASCAR, Greg, is Bristol. When they go to Bristol, baby, I like to watch that because you get 40 cars, and that little track is like a bowl. And when they drop that flag, baby, they're almost catching up the end of the pack immediately. And the high banks, it's a lot of excitement anytime they go to Bristol. So I like Bristol a lot. I like to watch that one. We'll probably go up here in a little while, and that's probably what Mama will have on the TV, because Sunday afternoons there's hardly anything on the TV. So it's either a news program or a race or something. And we try to get it off the news on Sunday afternoons to try to get a break, because that's the rest of the week I'm out here trying to fill my head with everything that's going on. And so I swear sometimes it gets difficult to do because there's a bunch of shit going on. Scott Pruitt's all up in shit right now. We're all waiting to see what happens to him. Jay Clayton, I'm glad you fiddle in. I fiddle with my hair, twirling it, and you fiddle with your beard. We're talking about, man. I play with my beard a lot. My son asked me just the other day, John, Dad, I know you're supposed to cut it off, but do you want to? And I guess, but I have gotten quite a bit used to it. Got to go the other way? No, got to go this way. I don't know. I just told Mama this morning, though, because last night I went to bed and I did not put a rubber band on it. So, and anytime I do that, I wake up in the morning, I go in there and try to brush through this thing, and it's just like ripping out of my face. It just gets all tangled up. So I told her this morning, there's Tom Walls. How you doing? It's so cold. It's too cold. Uh-oh, where'd he go? He went right up there.
He wrote, it's too cold for me to ride, but there's no snow where I'm leaving now. Still 3 feet where I moved from soon as it hits 60 degrees.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
Tom lives a life that sometimes I wish the big dream, when I was young was just to get on an iron horse and ride off. Whether you're riding a horse or riding an iron horse, it's the same thing. Sometimes it's compared a lot. It's that that feeling of freedom when you're out and away on your own. Anyway, Tom's got Tom's a hoarder. That's what Tom is. And I think he has 4 of them out there.
Have you seen this shop?
I don't hoard motorcycles. I hoard junk, buddy. I'm telling you. I am getting my shop back. I'm going to turn this right around one little bit and see if you can see over there where I am trying my best to get my shop back. And the rest of it is just there's junk. There's junk everywhere. There's my bottles, oxygen, acetylene, my drill press, scroll saw. There's my outboard motor sitting over there. I keep that outboard motor in the house in here because I don't want it to go bad when I need it. I got to rearrange my camera now, though. But I don't know. I still got a mess in here I got to clean up because I still piddle around with shit occasionally. Not as much as I used to. This is taking up a lot of my time when I used to sit over there and make belt buckles or barbecue pits. I got 2 barbecue pits right back there. I ain't even finished yet. They're just little ones. I made them out of tire or wheel rims. These things. There's a piece of one that I cut some sections out of this one to use for doors and stuff. But I take rims like that, weld them together. You've seen them probably somewhere. Welders make anything out of anything. We can get if it's made out of iron, baby, we'll make something out of it. But there's a lot of junk I need to clean up, I guess. Well, what else is going on here?
Someone just said, "Don't change your shop, buddy."
No, it's my shop. Well, that's how come we had to move everything on this side over here, is because my shop was being consumed by this set. And the bulletin board and everything was stacked in front of my toolboxes. So every time I wanted to do something, it got to be a problem. So I really need my anvil uncovered over there because just about everything deserves a good whack or beat it with a hammer or something. That's what welders do, baby. We'll fix it one way or the other. If I break it, I'll fix it. And but I like my old shop. I've been in here for years. It's like a man cave thing, I guess, is how women would think of it. It's where all my treasure is. This is your inheritance, son. That's what you're looking at. This is what it's about. What you're gonna get. Tom Walls. I hoard. Boy, howdy. Find my trampoline trading. I seen his. Tom's got a trading post in Montana up there. He trades a lot in Harley parts and motorcycle equipment and a lot of other stuff up there. You can look up Tom Walls at Hot Springs Buy, Sell, and Trade. Hot Springs Buy, Sell, and Trade. If you went to that site, you'd find Tom Walls, and he's selling all sorts of stuff up there. I seen a Indian peace pipe that was so beautiful up there that Tom was selling. I have one. Miss Deborah gave me for Christmas one time, and it's a peace pipe, and it's pretty neat. Got feathers on it and carved up and everything. It was really cool, and it's up there on my wall in the house up there. Got a lot of Indian stuff and Western, as you can imagine. Country theme in my house. I don't know. I live in Texas. I just raised that way, I guess. But anyway.
I got an interesting question right here that just popped up.
Huh?
Stephanie Dean goes, "Hey, John, do you have a vegetable garden?"
I've seen that.
I know. We tried at one point, but we did better than try.
We had a great garden up there up front. Big area. We had lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, onions, all sorts of stuff. And that area now is the front pasture for Jenny and Boomer. I've got a few tomato plants I'm growing right now. But no, I haven't got a garden going right now because I've just been too lazy, I guess.
I don't know if lazy is the right word.
Yeah, lazy.
Well, right now
it's on my list of shit to do.
Are we even in season for it right now?
Yes, yes.
I mean, well, the weather right now is freaking
perfect.
I'm not okay. Well, yeah, I was about to say cold, but I just saw someone. I forgot their name earlier. Saying
has
they
nothing
were in Alaska,
to do with temperatures. Has everything to do with how much daylight there is.
Yeah.
As the days get longer, and then the days get shorter, and when you're growing things, you know that.
But no, we need to grow like jalapenos.
Yes, jalapenos and tomatoes, because then you can make salsa.
Yes.
My son is heavily into salsa nowadays. And
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, it's not like it's a calling or anything. It's just like...
No, he's trying to experiment with how hot he can take it nowadays. He wants to get it to just that spot where I've already been. Like I've said, do I want to eat another habanero pepper in my life raw? Hell no, I ain't going there no more. I'm too old now. I value my shit nowadays.
Well, to be fair, no, I want to make this clear.
I don't want it too hot.
I'm not into that. It's your other son who's...
Yes, my other son is, I dare you eat this. No, buddy, I ain't eating that. Go ahead, help yourself. I'll sit here and watch. Get the camera out.
Him and your...
My adopted son. My son and my other... Tyler and my other son, Tyler. Yeah, they'll sit there, how dare you. Yeah, you know where that's going to go one day.
They had ghost peppers once and got sick for a week.
Yeah, they ate them ghost peppers. And yeah, they cried a bit over that. I laughed my butt off. No, I don't want none.
Scared mom to death.
I like my food hot and I like it spicy, but there's a limit to that shit when you're just trying to burn your guts out.
The thing is, I'm a firm believer is if you eat something, you shouldn't have to be in pain over it.
Karen Cormer. I hope I'm saying that right. Karen Cormer. Is that right, Karen? Because you can answer me real quick. Cormer. When it's too hot, drink milk. It cuts the... Well, not really, darling. Here's what you do. If you're eating something really hot, eat a big old hot pepper. And then right after that, hey, Jerry Wallace, you eat you a big old bowl of ice cream. That way when you go to the bathroom, when all them peppers come out, you're sitting there going, come on, ice cream, come on, ice cream. Because the old saying, if it burns going in, baby, it's going to burn coming out.
Jerry Wallace just brought up an interesting point here. Tell your son to try them Carolina Reapers. They got them Carolina Reapers. But they tried the ghost pepper first, and they were like, no, we don't want to
they had the Carolina Reaper peppers. They ordered these things online. Oh, I dare you to eat that. Go ahead and order them. Yeah, they ordered them up all right. Funny as shit to sit there and watch them.
We still have them, too. I'm never going to touch that shit, but we...
Gina Chaney, how you doing? Anyone in Texas can grow herbs and veggies have been able to... You know, one of the beautiful things up there that I've seen, Gina Chaney, she's up in Houston. She's part of the Houston Resistance up there, baby, and we're proud to have her. And I used to go up to Houston a lot when I was running Hot Shot. Running Hot Shot, for those of you who don't know, that's a driver in the oil field. In the oil field, when they wanted something yesterday, they give it to a guy who runs Hot Shot. And Hot Shot means one thing: get it there fast. And I used to go up to Houston a lot. Houston's a big oil field town. Used to have to pick up oil field equipment and haul it to different rigs. But I seen something up there that Houston did up there that I'm real proud of, and it just makes me happy as shit. I think the refugees are not refugees; they're immigrants from, I want to say Somalia. It's a country in Africa. I know that. I want to say Somalia. But these people, the city of Houston up there, the county, have allowed given these people the right to grow crops, edible crops, food, underneath these big transmission power lines where nobody's there, the right of way underneath the power lines there that run through Houston. Not a great idea if you go into that theory of what electrical current does through the magnetic field and all that shit to the human body. I don't know, but anyway, they're allowing people to grow food and stuff for the local markets in that area up there, and it's one of those right things to do. And those kind of things happen all over the place. And when you see one, it warms your heart, and you know you should be involved in that and help that process. We have one down here in Corpus that's got a contest going on between some high schools that are building trades, and they're building these tiny houses for a competition to see, okay, who can build tiny houses real good. And then after they're done with that competition, they donate those to a veterans organization down here in Corpus Christi, and they donate those little tiny homes to homeless veterans so they'll have their own place to live. And that's one of the great ideas I think that's caught on all around this country is those little tiny homes for our veterans. Y'all know we have way too many veterans out on the street homeless, and there's no reason for that. These people have given up so much for us, and it just pains me to see anybody, it pains me to see anybody on the street, and especially when me and Mom always sit around talking about the infrastructure. You know, we have, like here in Corpus, we have buildings that have just remained vacant for years and years and years, 15, 20 years have been vacant, and you think of that interior space and how it could be utilized to house the homeless and feed the poor and everything else that we're supposed to be doing as a benevolent society. But we've been lost in all this shit, so we don't do that anymore. We're busy making money and all that crap. And but it's just little things like that show, you know, the world of humanity. Dennis Gent, Walk a Mile in My Shoes, out there in Arizona, is doing a wonderful job with that organization up there and whatnot. There's just things that you see people are doing that warm your heart and remind you that the guy in our house must be a dick, but the rest of us, we're doing all right. We're trying to do what we can. Anyway, Houston's getting better about becoming more green and helping those in need. We've got no choice. We have to go green, no matter, regardless of what the orange prick up there says about energy. Oil and gas and coal is not the answer to the future. Everybody knows it's solar, it's wind, it's thermal geo. We drill down into a hot spot in the ground, make steam. Thermal dynamic, and you know, you always see these. I saw a thing on TV the other day about these things out in the ocean that do on wave currents. You know, the waves out in the ocean, you know, they're all the time doing that, and they have these things that every time it goes up and down like that, it generates electricity. And those are the kind of things that's going to power us into the future. And if we could just keep assholes like we got up there right now from dragging us and Scott Pruitt from ruining everything before we get there, that just Donovan Small in Sweden, all veterans get paid for life. This way they can take care of their families. Now the right would call, oh, that's socialism and all that shit. No, I say that's paying the right price for what that man had to give to get that benefit. And that's, you know, I rant so much about the $700 billion budget for the as Trump puts it, the military, but it's not for the military, it's for the defense contractors. And if we would just take some of that money and pay these people, our armed services, what they're worth. You know, I don't know about you, but when you put your life on the line, when you sign that check for your, up to and including your life, yeah, there should be a benefit for that, because you might not come home to collect it. And but anyway, don't get me started on that, because I sometimes get a little upset with how we say we're for the veterans and for the troops, and no, we're for war. That's what basically it is. As long as we're for tanks and guns and battleships, and not battleships anymore, we have carriers, or, you know, stuff like that. Kathy Larkin, we have solar collectors all over this place, all over the city, to get off the grid by 2035. That's California, baby. They want to do shit like that. Down here in Texas, we're doing it, regardless of what you might hear. We are big on wind farms here in Texas, and we have a lot of solar farms also. So it's, you know, Texas has got a bad rap for a lot of things, and it's what we're trying to, all of us on the left here are trying to change, turn this state blue, because we're not all that. Yes, we're big oil and gas. So is Oklahoma. A lot of other states are large on oil and gas, and it is an evil necessity that this world will need for a while, because we use that more than just for gasoline. We use it for a lot of products, and but there are responsible ways to do it, and then there's just nasty drilling. And believe me, I've been on both kinds of locations. I've been on locations with companies that were reputable, and you couldn't drop a piece of trash on that location. That company man be out there on your ass. Then I've been on a location where I've just seen hoses full of mud sludge just going right off there on the ground and shit. And so, yeah, that's where the EPA and rules and regulations come in. And that's why old Scott Pruitt's up there trying to do away with as many of those regulations, because they get into the way of making profit. but a responsible company, a drilling company, because that's who's doing it. And, you know, there's good ones and there's bad ones. And you can spot them. You can smell them most of the time. Anyway, I digress. Sandy Conrad up in Michigan, baby, and I just signed a petition regarding the governor not sending, reserves to protect the wall. And that isn't even there. She's talking about coming down to the wall. Put that money to use here and rebuild the corroded pipelines and help the vets who are being treated so torrid. I agree. Thank you very much, darling, for tuning in. Yeah, we could use that money. You know, you see bridges. We're having our bridge rebuilt down there. We're having a new bridge down there across the harbor canal. Harbor
bridge.
Yeah, the harbor bridge down there. Because our bridge is in failing condition. This is a huge bridge. It goes very high, and it's in bad condition. Every time me and my kids and all of us drive over it, it's like, because, you know, we're local. We hear the news. You know, it's a terrible bridge. I hope you don't fall off while you're going across. Hence, we're getting a new bridge, and it's going to be much taller and allow bigger ships to come into our port and all that. The port will grow.
Yeah, but what you're forgetting to mention, though, is the people who designed the bridge that's being built in Corpus are the people who designed that footbridge in Florida that collapsed.
Yep.
It's like, well,
it's the same engineering corporation that built that bridge in Florida, that pedestrian overpass that collapsed and squashed all those cars, killed all those people. That company is the same company building our new harbor bridge. So all of a sudden, everybody's going, what you doing, bub? Did you go to school for this shit? And we're hoping they did. It's a beautiful bridge. The artwork looks real good, that it's going to look like. Barkin Johnson, Karen. Just left. Nope. Karen Cormier, you know, beer dissipates the heat of beer. If you're drinking, if you're eating hot pepper, beer! Drink beer. That'll help. Either that or you'll just get so drunk you don't give a shit no more. Either way, you're not going to... Kathy Ash, UN Security Council calls emergency meeting, demand immediate response. They should. Kathy Ash has been with us a long time, and I appreciate her being around, but she's talking about the incidents over there in Syria. And, you know, it's been going on for so long. It's heartbreaking to see it go on for so long. But look where we're at. Everything lasts long forever. Look how long we've been in Afghanistan now, and there ain't nobody pulling out of nowhere. We're there for life, baby. I don't think we ever leave anywhere. Dennis Jen, I thought you might be in there. Rum and the Pirates. Hey, me matey. I got your flag right here for one, buddy. I was trying to find a good place to put it. And, yeah, I got your, well, look at there. You can hardly see it. I got to get some more lighting. I got to arrange some more stuff. There's your magazine cover, buddy, you sent me. Dennis Gent, he's out in Arizona. He's the guy I was talking about with the, works with that lady, A Mile in My Shoes. They provide shoes for homeless people. And Dennis is one of those people that does what he can when he can, and we really appreciate having him around. He says, thank you. Well, you're welcome, buddy. He's a pirate. Oh, that's what else. We was trying to find a, in this day and age, I asked my son, I said, do we have a CD player? You know, portable little CD player. So, because Dennis sent me some music, the pirate guy, sorry, I can't remember his name right now, but I wanted to play that music, pirate music. And like Jimmy Buffett said, I was born 200 years too late. The cannons don't thunder. There's nothing to plunder. I'm an over 40 victim of fate, baby. Yeah, I could have been a pirate, baby. Hell, I got a parrot. Sail the seven seas, my son. I've seen a pretty good portion of the world. I got to say that my Navy career allowed me to see much of the world, and I always feel that it did. Scott Jeffers, thank you, Dennis. Scott Jeffers, that's the guy that does the pirate music, and this guy can play some music, baby. I want to be able to put it down here because I have permission to play his music. So I want to do that. We're still trying, like I said, we're trying to get everything set up to where we have an actual permanent place right here where we can do our videos, and I still have a place over there to beat on iron when I have to. Anyway, I digress. Tamara Harrington, how you doing, baby? We are parrot heads, baby. Jimmy Buffett. Who don't like Jimmy Buffett? How can you not like that thought in your head of, the islands, the Jamaica, or, just that laid-back lifestyle? I'm definitely a parrot head. One of my favorite songs is A Son of a Sailor. One of my wife's favorite songs is, what is that? Juicy Fruit. Juicy Fruit. Wash the night away the next morning. We have been parrot heads just about all our life, I guess. I really like.
You might find it hard to believe, but Songs You Know by Heart is actually one of my favorite albums.
Yeah.
There's not a bad song on that.
There's not a bad song on Jimmy Buffett's Songs You Know by Heart, which most of us do. When we were traveling around the country, we played CDs a lot in the truck, so my kids are very well versed in Jimmy Buffett, a lot of old country, and 60s rock and roll. That's where we come from, baby. The 60s, I guess, is my favorite era for music, my favorite time capsule, I guess. You try to latch on something when you're young, and it stays with you forever. 1968, 69, I burned into my memory, baby, like it was almost yesterday. Claudia Reyes, hey, Garcia, how you doing, darling? What about Syria? What about Syria, baby? That's what we was talking about. You're stuck in that dilemma of you got to do something, but you have to be willing to do something. And for a long time, it's like Trump when he tweeted out when Obama put the red line out there and he didn't do anything, and Trump was telling him, don't do anything. That's what it was. The Republicans back then that prevented Obama from doing something when that red line was crossed. The president can't do it on himself, all by himself. That's what we used to think until this asshole comes along. Now he thinks he can do anything in the world by himself. And his ass needs to get reined in real quick. Grateful Dead. Yes, sir, buddy. Mike Lang.
Neil Young, Beach Boys.
Rolling Stones. We could make a list, baby. I tell my son all the other. You might have the technology, baby, but we had the music. Our music did something to us. There's so many protest songs from back in those days that are so relevant today, I think, that you could play it, because people are outraged, and this blue wave we're talking about, that's what people are talking about. We're going to wash this over this country, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. I'm glad you are too, and because if you're here, you got to be a blue dot, baby. I haven't seen any trolls go by there. Reggie Sharon, CCR. Oh, Creedence Clearwater Revival. Yes, sir, baby. Down on the corner, early on the street, baby. I know that one. Yes, CCR. Bad Moon Arising is one of the songs that I really brings back Louisiana like it was yesterday, baby. Because that song that's where I was living. In hurricanes and storms, baby. It was Tom Petty. Yep, we missed that guy. Jimi Hendrix. I mean, to tell you what, we're doing a list here, baby. I remember Jimi Hendrix. Man could play a guitar. Let me see. Yep, Fortunate Son. CCR. I was not a fortunate son. None of the guys I knew were fortunate sons. If you don't know that song, well, then you're not old enough, I guess.
Hush now, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Hey, hush now, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. That's right. That's one of them protests. That's one of them big protest songs. Everybody's carrying signs. Most say hooray for our side.
Bob Marley, Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, yeah, Bob Marley. I got his Legend album is one of my favorites. It's got all of his big ones on there.
It's one of those albums that just doesn't have any bad songs on it.
Bad Moon Arising, Greg Talbot, when going on night insertion. When he was in Vietnam, I'd always sing Bad Moon Arising. It puts you in that mood, baby.
I love this comment. Dennis Gent, Used to like Charlie Daniels before he found Jesus and Fox News. I agree with you.
Yeah, way back when. Yeah, before he found Fox News and Jesus. I used to like that guy a lot. I don't pay much attention to him anymore. Val Wood, sing us a song, John, baby. My voice ain't that pretty. I sing, though. I sing a lot when I'm by myself in my truck. Are you shitting me? I crank it up and I sing right along with whoever's in there.
Simon and Garfunkel. There's another good one.
Bridge Over Troubled Water. Lots of
Sound
them.
of
Miss
Silence.
Robinson.
Love that song.
Chicago, 25 or 6 till 4. Yep. That's what I mean. We got people here. We know what good music was. Not to saying that music now is bad, and it's not, because it's all different, a different genre or different rhythm. But we had the best rhythm, I thought. My favorite station on satellite radio is 60s on 6, so I listen to that quite a bit. Well, we've been into it, 55 minutes. That's almost an hour, people. Time flies. I guess I ought to start working to shut it down. Little River Band, Canned Heat. Yeah, we got a list going on of all the greats down there. I think one of the first bands, and I think it was Tommy James and the Shondells. I think I saw them at the Purple Pickle, and they were not they had acid rock, what they called acid rock back in those days. But I remember early Moody Blues, the album In Search of a Lost Chord. I remember that album like it was yesterday. But yeah, music played a big part in my life. Just listening to it all my life. I used to dance quite a bit. I was only one of the few people that could dance through the whole song of Being a God of Davida and Never Quit. And because all I need is a beat, baby. And dancing was something that me and Mom always used to do when we was younger. We don't get out to do it as much as we used to, but I would sure like to get out and cut a rug every once in a while. Anyway, somebody told me they was writing Buddy Davis, I think it was. I hope that's right. Was writing us a Blue Dot song. So, Buddy, give it a shout when you get that done. We'd love to hear it. Grassroots. Yes, ma'am. I remember Stephanie Dean. Did you break that?
Huh?
If you did, I'm glad you broke it and not me. It's one of your things down there. You just dropped
did that drop?
Down there. Yeah,
just did. Oh, it's nothing.
Okay, well, it's nothing then.
It's nothing.
All right, I'm going to let you all go. I want to thank you all so much for coming in and saying hello today on Sunday, and I'll be back here on Monday and do my rant. I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about. Always remember what this is about. This is always about pushing this blue wave. This is taking our country back from the right-wing nut jobs that have infested our house up there, and get this lying piece of crap out of our house and return our house to normal. So that's what this is about. We can talk about a lot of things and get a laugh about a lot of shit, but the drive is to get that man out of our house, get the Republicans out, because they're just rolling over for this idiot, and when they should be standing up for our country, and they're not. So the Guess Who, that's right, baby. And oh man, I really hate Greg Talbot, Young Bloods. What we need, get together. That's right, baby. Come together. Right? No, that's the Beatles. Got songs running in my head. Y'all be surprised at what I sing sometimes. For being not a religious. On the wings of a snow white dove. I love that song. I sing it a lot. And it's just got a catchy tune to it. And I know a lot of religious songs because I tried my best to go to church and get saved. Just never worked. I guess he didn't work with me. Anyway, you got to give to get, I guess. Go Blue, Bertie Jimenez. That's right, baby. Cat Bell, thank you for coming in. Mueller, that's what we want. Michael Belfance, get the deplorables out. That's what we want to do, baby. That's our job. That's our mission. So let's do that. Pay attention to your area, find out who's running, get behind the right candidates. That's what I'm doing here. That's what you need to do there. If we keep doing that, being informed citizen voters, then baby, we'll take this, and that's all there is to it. Get out of there. We guard that squirrel area from them cats a lot. So when we see a cat going anywhere around that area, we go chase them off. Back porches for the squirrels, front porches for the cats. we try to hold that up. The pirate is an agnostic with Christmas music. We'll send some. That's it, baby. Dennis, thanks a lot. I really enjoy that music, so I appreciate it. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go, and we'll tune in tomorrow, and we'll rant my ass off, I guess, but I just appreciate y'all coming in on a Sunday and taking a listen. So on that note, y'all take care. Like, share, and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I didn't have my thing down here because I wanted to do it live so I could see the comments as they came up. We just have to work around the way we were doing it before because it's a little irritating when I try to do that. But Iris, thank you very much, darling. Your wall with blue dot pets. That's right. Y'all mail me something. Mail me a picture of your dog, your cat, your hamster, your snake. I don't give a shit. We'll put it up on the board. I need mail. Y'all take it easy, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye now. And that's it. There we go.